When it comes to Ragnarok, knowing where to build plays a big role in thriving, so we proudly present top 25 best base locations on Ragnarok Ascended. Coming at number 25, this first one can be found in 19.0 latitude and 41.5 longitude, and then there it is on the map. Now this first one is the Plateau. It's like Castle Plateau, and it's this entire thing right here. So I'm gonna be showing you guys how it looks with like foliage and stuff on it, and then I'm gonna take off all the foliage like this, so you guys can actually see a better look at the like every spot on this list. So yeah, here's this first area. It's super flat. It's a good PvE spot, but not too great for PvP. And then you have the castle here as well, which you can also build in. I'm gonna show that off a little bit because it's technically is kind of involved. So yeah, that's what it looks like without any foliage on it. Looks pretty similar to the ASE one, not gonna lie. And then here's this, under area. I did not show enough all that. This video is sponsored by Mitra 9. Mitra 9 is a kava and kratom seltzer company which provides an alternative to alcohol. These drinks give you a high, but without the impairment. They have a ton of great flavors, my favorite being tropical. If you're looking for a new drink to replace your coffee in the morning, Mitra is the way to go. Simply go to mitra9.com and use my code OUTCAST and you will get 25% off your entire order. Now, back to the video. Coming at number 24, this next one can be found at 35.9 latitude and 51.7 longitude. And then this one is known as like kind of desert cave. And they did actually fix this one quite a bit, and they got rid of the second entrance. At least I cannot find it. I'm trying to look for it. I don't know if I'm just tripping or what, but it only has one entrance now, making it a honestly pretty decent overpowered cave. And a pretty good base spot as well. But yeah, it has a lot of room in here. It's got crystal, decent, a little amount of metal, some stone, and just a good amount of room to have a base. So yeah, it does make for a pretty great location now. Coming at number 23, this can be found at 21.4 latitude and 48.2 longitude. And this is a completely new area. This is a new kind of cave base location that was added on ASA, and I actually like it quite a bit. It has 3 entrances, which is a bit of a downside, which means it's just going to be a PvP spot. Sorry, a PvE spot. Cannot talk today. But yeah, it's got a good amount of room in here. It's a nice little hidden secluded area. So if you're looking to build, this is a decent one. Coming at number 22, this can be found at 8.6 latitude and 97.4 longitude. And then there it is on the map. Now this is a pretty big location. It's just really flat, and it's on the side of the map, meaning a lot of people aren't really going to be over here. I mean, they will for a little bit for bisons, but after that kind of like settles down, not a lot of people are going to really be over here. So it does make for a pretty good base spot, and it's insanely flat, as you can see right here. With this command, as you can see, there is quite a bit of flat room. So if you're looking to build just an absolutely massive base, this is definitely your location. Coming at number 21, this can be found at 68.0 latitude and 55.2 longitude, and this is known as Desert Plateau. Pretty much everybody who's ever played RAG should know exactly what this spot is. It's a pretty good PvE and a PvP spot. I cannot talk, guys. I've been making videos just for a little bit too long. I've been working quite a bit of hours, so sorry if I'm a little, rough on some of these videos. But yeah, and there's not really else too much to say about it. It just has a really good flat central spot and 1 or 2 main ways up, making for a pretty amazing spot. Coming at number 20, this can be found at 17.9 latitude and 79.3 longitude, and this is known as Highland Cave. Now they unfortunately did really mess this cave up by adding water out front, like a lot of water, so now you can just place down rafts and just raft raid this place, which is kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too happy with them doing that, but I mean, I get it. Still, it does make for a pretty decent spot for like a solo or duo looking to start out though. Coming at number 19, this can be found at 94.5 latitude and 50.8 longitude. Then there it is on the map. Now this is another pretty just new area. It's one of the new islands, and this is kind of just the whole island. So I mean, it's more of a secluded kind of off-grid area, if that makes sense. You have a pretty top little central area. It's nothing too crazy though. But you have some ruins, you have a cave built into the island, you have beaches all around it. It does make for a pretty nice spot for PvE, of course, not for like a PvP spot. But yeah, here's your little cave underneath. So you can do I don't know, some roleplay stuff. I don't know what y'all do on PvE, to be honest. But yeah, you have 2 little islands, so you have this little area over here with ruins. Makes for a pretty decent spot. Coming at number 18, this can be found at 57.9 latitude and 19.6 longitude, and this is known as the PvE island, or the crop island, except they added quite a bit on here. So it has a full-on farm, which is actually a lot cooler than the last one. It's got some new kind of lower beach areas. It has a lighthouse on it now, which is really cool. These just have a little platform on top, and then it still has that underneath area with the cave, which I'll show that here in a second. But yeah, here's your little crop area. It's actually a layered area now. It's pretty cool, as well as a full-on little base area up here. But yeah, down here is your cave, which is your water entrance. It's not really anything too crazy, but it is a pretty cool little PvE aspect. Coming at number 17, this can be found at 41.3 latitude and 15.7 longitude. Then there it is on the map. Now this is the Swamp Ruins. I'm not gonna lie, it's a good spot to build if you know what you're doing, because there's just a lot of swamp creatures here. It's gonna be a pain to just deal with. So it's up to you if you really want to build here. I just figured that I would toss this one in, as it's just kind of a cool, different styled area, and it's in the middle of the swamp. I mean, it's a spot not a lot of people are really going to be building in, and you have a main central little area right here. It does make it a pretty cool base spot. Coming at number 16, this can be found at 70.6 latitude and 67.6 longitude. Then there it is on the map. Now this is known as the Desert Temple, and this temple did get a pretty decent revamp. It still is about the same shape and style, but they just added it and made it look a lot better. It has extra rooms in here too, so if you're looking to kind of build in like some ruins actually still properly built, this is one of the better ruins on the map. The downside is that you are built in the desert and there are sandstorms on Ragnarok, so you do have to kind of be careful of that. Coming at number 15, this can be found at 7.3 latitude and 47.6 longitude, and this is actually a pretty decent spot for both sides, for PvP and PvE. It just, I don't know, it's kind of a just super high layout. Yeah, it has a lot of different kind of ways up, but there's no like main central ramp that leads you up. It's just kind of open and big, but in my opinion, it is a pretty good spot to live on. Coming at number 14, this can be found at 46.1 latitude and 62.3 longitude, and then here it is on the map. Now a lot of you guys should know exactly what this is. This is Redwood's Plateau. They did kind of nerf it a little bit. Not gonna lie, it just feels a little off setting. I don't know why. Like, it's not as flat as it used to be, but it is a lot bigger. Like it's definitely extended. Like over here on this side, they extended it quite a bit. So yeah, it's really good for a big tribe. Coming at number 13, this can be found at 41.8 latitude and 28.7 longitude, and this is known as the Canyons Plateau. Now this was a huge spot back on ASC. It used to be like one of the best spots on the game, but you know, with all the stuff that they added, kind of got nerfed a little bit. It still is a decent spot, but they changed it up, and I don't like what they did here. Like I don't know why you'd put water in the middle of this area. It just doesn't make sense to me, but I mean, I understand. It's still a pretty cool spot though. And coming at number 12, this can be found at 20.5 latitude and 27.0 longitude. Then there it is on the map. Now this is one of the other plateaus. It's like right by jungles, right by Blue Ob. I keep forgetting the name of this one, but it's a pretty big area for a PvE styled base to be built on, and it's actually pretty aesthetically cool too. It has like these ruins on the side. It has a bridge that like kind of just fell, so you can try to like rebuild that. But yeah, it also has some nice ponds, some little areas, some tree areas, put some tree platforms. It does make for a pretty cool spot. Coming at number 11, this can be found at 44.5 latitude and 19.0 longitude. There it is on the map. Now this is a really cool spot, and this is one of my new favorite areas. It's the Swamp Castle. Now it does have quite a bit of detail here that is hidden behind these trees, and it's overall a pretty big castle, and it also has poison wyverns that spawn right above it, which is really cool. I tried to get them unaggroed off of me, but they didn't really want to listen there. But yeah, here's what it looks like without trees. It's actually a really cool layout, and the castle layout is actually pretty interesting too. There's actually shockingly a lot of room, including cats in here. So if you're looking to tame some cats, just come over here to the swamp. But yeah, it shockingly has a lot of room to just do stuff in here. I was shocked at how much room that it is. It's a little bit smaller than the original castle by Viking Bay, but still a pretty decent base spot. Coming at number 10, this can be found at 83.2 latitude and 27.5 longitude, and this is known as the Desert Islands. Now these desert islands do have a lot of different base spots to kind of work with. Now really not PvE spots, really not PvP spots, more PvE sided. They did redo a couple of these to make it a little bit different, but it's overall pretty much the same. They got some nice little oil veins here for you, but you got a lot of these plateaus just all kind of across the place. Like there's a total of 4, I believe. There's 4 or 5 of them right here, I forget. I think it's 4, and then you have this other area over here, which does make for pretty good spots. Coming at number 9, this can be found at 43.5 latitude and 86.0 longitude, and then there it is on the map. Now this is one of the new castles as well, on one of the new islands, and it's an interesting spot for the castle to be, because it's literally on the main entrance to the island, but it is a pretty phenomenal PvE spot. It just has a lot going on, lots of ruins for you to work with. It also has drops that spawn straight through it. I don't know how that works, but yeah, honestly this is one of my favorite spots on the map other than that last castle. But yeah, pretty awesome spot. Coming at number 8, this can be found at 51.6 latitude and 12.1 longitude. And this is kind of a different spot, I'll just say that. Now this is a pretty big area over on one of the new islands for somebody that wants to just live over here. I tried to find a good base spot on this island. I had to put one of them in this video, and this is just kind of the best area that I could find on this little island. It's got a couple little flat areas like these right there, but overall it just has a lot of open space. Coming at number 7, this can be found at 74.4 latitude and 35.4 longitude. And there it is on the map. Now this is another kind of okay spot. It's good for somebody that wants to live pretty close to Wyvern Cove, but for PvE, not PvP. It does have a good amount of room here, a lot of flat room as well. They actually flattened this area quite a bit, but it has a water vein and some oil veins up here as well. So yeah, honestly pretty awesome spot. They really did fix this one up good. Coming at number 6, this can be found at 24.2 latitude and 21.9 longitude. Now this one is for a certain kind of tribe. It's in a good area, but it's a little tricky to work with, and you'll see what I mean here. Now with all the trees gone, it actually looks a lot better here, but this is completely flat down here, and you have a lot of these giant pillars. So yeah, it's for a certain tribe that's looking to build a certain way, but it is a really cool base location for, I don't know, the right person, I'll just say that. Coming in number 5, this can be found at 70.6 latitude and 44.5 longitude. Again, this can be found pretty close to the Wyvern Cove. In fact, the Wyvern Cove is literally directly underneath this. But you have a couple different entrances here. The biggest downside is you're going to have to build turrets on wild to kind of keep the wyverns out, because wyverns do just kind of fly around here. It's really good for a smaller kind of tribe for PvE. PvP, you can try it, but I'm telling you, it's just going to be too difficult considering that there's 4 different ways in. Coming at number 4, this can be found at 57.2 latitude and 35.4 longitude. And this is for, again, a certain kind of person. So you have this giant field by the green orb, and this is kind of meant to build either a very, very massive base or just some kind of arena for you to work with. You can honestly build anything that you want here. This is the biggest open area on ARK. So coming at number 3, this can be found at 19.6 latitude and 65.3 longitude. And this is known as Lava Cave. These last 3 are going to be PvP spots, so if you're a PvE player, you can just kind of skip off now. But yeah, actually technically, you guys can still watch because these do make for decent PvE spots, but it's just more directed towards PvP. Now this first one is a pretty decent one. They didn't change anything about this cave, which there really isn't anything wrong with this cave. It's just a little too small. Other than that, pretty great spot, and it's hard to rocket run in here too. Coming at number 2, this can be found at 25.3 latitude and 47.9 longitude, and this is known as Triple Waterfall. Everybody should know what this cave is. It's just been a super popular spot on ARK. Now, they didn't really change too much about this. This is pretty much the exact same layout. I really wish that they got rid of the second entrance. If this cave did not have a second entrance, it would be a phenomenal spot. They did flatten everything out in here and actually opened it up a little bit more, so you have a little bit more room in here, but still, just having a second entrance just makes it a lot harder to defend with a 100 turret limit. If it was like a 200 turret limit, it would be a lot easier. And finally, coming at number 1, this can be found at 10.3 latitude and 23.5 longitude, and this is known as Mushroom Cave. Now this is the best cave on this map, and they made it even better by making the entrance even smaller. It still is a big entrance, but they just kind of pushed it down a little bit, making it just a phenomenal spot. But yeah, anyways, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Hopefully I was able to just teach you guys something new. If you guys could subscribe, we are very close to 100,000. That would mean the absolute world to me. But anyways, don't forget to go check out Mitra9, and thanks for watching.